There you go.
That's a very sweet little song. Thank you. That's very nice. Well, we'll be back in talking more in get a couple of commercials out of the way here. We'll be back in 120 seconds. And if I get my knob straight here, it gets a little confusing. We're sitting here with Phil Collins and Michael Rutherford from the group Genesis, just sang a song for us. I'd like to talk for a few seconds about what it is that you will be doing exactly tonight, because it is an interesting thing. I know that some people who will be going tonight will be seeing you for the first time, and maybe some sort of a description. It seems like a fairly bizarre thing.
Yeah, well, we'd like to say something about this, because the promoter, fair enough, you know, the way he's advertised it,
right,
has been a little bit... it's had a circus feel, you know. Come and see the freaks, you know, eating fire on stage.
Right.
Someone asked Peter about that once, whether he ate fire. And the water tightrope. You know, I mean, stories carry like this. I mean, basically, and also that we might fly him up into the high in the sky like we did once in a gig.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, we have a show that has I think, is, you know, visually very strong. We're using a stage set and with a backdrop and the slides, which are incorporated. You know, they go with the numbers,
mm-hmm,
and extensive lighting sort of thing. You know, I think the visual side is very strong. But I mean, there's just in case people have this idea that, like, you know, freak things are going to happen, the place is going to be blown up. It's not.
Right, there'll be no explosions. What do you get away.
No.
How do you feel about the you know, as you get out on the stage now, it is theatrics to a certain extent as far as
the theatrics. I mean, the visual things we use are there to put over the music stronger rather than attract people's attention.
I see. Okay.
I mean, the costumes that Peter uses and the characters that he adopts are those that are in the tunes,
mm-hmm,
and therefore, like, at one point, it started off really, well, basically as a reason, because the lyrics weren't coming across to audiences, you know, in places where you couldn't understand the lyrics, because they're not like usual rock and roll lyrics. So if we thought, you know, Peter thought that if he could do something to help get the lyrics over by adopting the characters of the songs, whatever songs they are, then it would probably be better. And so it's better to say that rather than sensationalism, it is supposed to be related to the music.
Now, it must be difficult to relate to audiences that don't conceive of the lyrics of a song as being all that important. There, undoubtedly, you've played in cities where they were looking for the beat, and if there's no beat, you know, there's no reaction to that. Is that sporadic in areas of the country, or have you noticed certain cities are worse than others, or like, has that happened to you back in England too? That's an interesting thing.
The funny thing is actually that I guess our best country, our most popular country, is Italy, where they can't understand a word.
Uh-huh.
You know, so I don't know what that says, but it says something, right?
That's really bizarre.
America, they seem to understand a lot of the lyrics. A lot of the lyrics have little humorous digs,
mm-hmm,
which I think the Americans miss out on because they're English, right? Like, I find a lot of American humour I can't get into just because it's American. I'm not American, you know, and so a lot of our little humorous bits, I think, get lost. But considering the American audience seems to understand the lyrics fairly well.
How are the audiences in Europe in general? Are they much different than American audiences? Are they rowdier?
They're a bit hysterical. They're political. They tend to be very political.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they love us to sing songs about. The young people, I think, are very politically minded in Europe, and consequently, they see music because it's a big part of their lives.
And you don't feel that so much these days in America?
No, and I'm glad, because I don't think it should be. I don't think it should have anything to do with politics.
Mm-hmm.
I don't approve of preaching, really. Having a little dig is much more fun.
Mm-hmm.
But
well, thank you for stopping by,
okay.
Phil and Michael from Genesis, and I hope that everyone will make it over to see your gig tonight. It should be an exciting one. It'll be at the Music Hall. What time is it? Is this an on-time start?
8.
8 o'clock tonight.
It's just us.
And I think Now, this is a long concert, right?
A couple
People
of hours,
should-
yeah.
couple of hours,
But it's
so-
just us, right? So very often it's difficult because there's no support.
So
band.
sometimes people arrive late.
Guys think, they'll be on about 9, but we go on about 8.
Okay, so there's no
You're stuck
support.
with us for 2 hours. Anyone who comes. No.
Chained to the seats we put them.
Right.
Doors are locked.
And I think there still are some tickets available, so if you're interested,
Yeah,
making it over to the
there
music hall tonight at 8, see Genesis. We'll end with one last cut from the from your album out on Charisma. Anything special about this? And this is the 4th of 5th.
No, it's not. It's quite a strong instrumental track. I mean, there's a lot of instrumental passages. As the album goes, you know what I mean?
And I guess the other thing we should mention is that there will be 5 of you tonight instead of just 2.
Oh, sure, yeah.
With friends, yeah,
Right.
there are 5.
And Phil, he'll be the one behind the drums, so you'll be able to pick him out.
I won't sing, I promise.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Thanks for stopping by once again.
Thank
Next
you.
time you're in town, hope you will. Okay.